name's Rob. I'm 45, from Pencroff in Warrington, but I live in Bald Heath, so stumbled across CGL St Helens. I had a massive cannabis problem for 30 years, chronic use, strongest stuff I could get, and it got to the point where I couldn't see my children. I was only allowed supervised access. That broke down, and I had to find a way of stopping using substances to get me through the day, really.
I came to CGL in June via my CBT therapist that I was going to because I was in a domestic violence relationship, and I kind of always have had addiction problems. I've just changed which substance it is, so I wanted to nip it in the bud once and for all.
Excellent. And how did you feel about going to Rookhow when you first heard about it?
Oh, nervous. I've never been away on holiday or have a day out without using drugs or drinking, so just preparing for it mentally and physically was very anxious, but I was excited.
Yeah.
It's the first time in my life I've ever felt excited because I've developed, since I stopped drinking and taking drugs, I've got feelings, but it took me a while to identify excitement.
Yeah.
Well, my name's Julie. I'm 58, and to be honest, I've been registered for over 40 years, which is a long time. But I've been coming to CGL. I started off going to the allotments with Dawn last year and last summer, and that was really good. I really enjoyed that. And then after, obviously it was COVID at the time, but that spurred me on. I started growing my own food, and it really did a lot for me. Yeah, so.
How did you feel about going to Rookhow when you first heard about it? Did you have any feelings, any fears, any excitement?
I was excited, but I was a bit anxious as well because some of the people I didn't know, and it was only a small group that we were in, so it's getting to know new people and stuff and how we're all going to get on with each other being away, in the wilderness for the weekend. But it actually turned out really well. So.
Did you have any expectations about the weekend, and what did you think it was going to be like?
I just thought it'd be a lot outdoorsy stuff and, just no TV and nature, which I like anyway, so I was looking forward to doing all that kind of stuff.
Did you have any expectations about the weekend? What did you think it was going to be like?
I thought it was going to be very spiritual, which I'm a spiritual person anyway, and it didn't let me down. And it was very close to nature, and I love all that. And it was amazing.
Great. How did you feel when you got there?
Oh, I felt instantly at home, and I didn't want to leave. And I'd only been there 10 minutes.
Oh.
But yeah, we looked round the dorms, and we looked in the Quaker building, and it was just peaceful. It was amazing. I just felt instantly. I had this little feeling, I couldn't quite work out what it was, but it was happy. Yeah, it was happy.
The coach drive up was hilarious for a start. People swapping stories, and we stopped at a place called Rookhow, I think it was called. So we had a little stretch of our legs and had some lunch there. When we got there, it was the first thing I noticed. It was quiet. Living in a town, and so when you hear all the noise and everything, but the first thing I noticed was the quietness, which instantly sort of brought a calmness. All you could hear was nature, birds tweeting and other things going on. There was no traffic noise. We couldn't really get receptions on our phones, so that was good. We were sort of away from the technology and everything. I wanted to explore. When I first got there, found where we were staying, dumped the bags, and wanted to see what was around and what we'd be doing and everything. But I really liked it. It was quiet. It was peaceful. A chance to relax.
And what, if anything, were the highlights of your weekend?
For me, there was a few. I couldn't like just pick one. So I had to cook for a lot of people, which I found a big achievement for me because I've never cooked that for that many people before, and everyone enjoyed it, so I was quite happy about that. Sleeping in the yurt was brilliant because I've never slept in a yurt before, and you know, we were sitting there telling all stories and ghost stories, and we were up all night, and it was just brilliant. And going on the walk was good because there was a few people who struggled there, and it was just nice how everyone didn't leave anyone behind. Everyone like spurred everyone on. No one got left there on their own. So I liked the way everyone came together for each other.
What, if anything, was the highlight for you?
I think the bonfires at the night, getting there and back in the dark with the torch was, I think it's the funniest thing. My body was aching from laughing. I've never had as much fun and laughed as much in my entire life after using substances and drink. And I thought I could never have fun again, but this showed me that there's a massive, massive life out there.
I like fires. The big fires that we had of an evening. Rob would make a big fire and we'd all sit round, and I like that sort of thing anyway. But what came out of the whole weekend really was like a group of strangers all became friends, and it was one of the first times of going somewhere like that where I'd not took a substance with me and I didn't need a drink to have a good time. So the fires when we were all sat around the fire, but also there's like a big long table, we were all just sat having a brew and stuff, and some of the stories that were going around were just hilarious.
Some maybe not repeatable.
We can't repeat them. We can't repeat them at this stage, but I'm sure they'll make their way through. But yeah, it was just seeing a group of strangers almost. Okay, we're all service users at CGL, but we don't live with each other. Seeing a group of strangers form a group and then come away as friends was really good.
The main thing we gained was it was a whole group of people, and we went for a walk, and when we was out for the walk I was struggling, and I had Vicky, my friend, pulling me from in front, and I had another one of my friends, one of the groups, pushing me from behind, and it was like nobody staying behind, and it was like everybody was looking after each other and looking out for each other, and that was lovely. That was really nice.
What, if anything, did you feel that you gained from attending the weekend?
Probably good friends, best friends I've ever had really. People who don't judge you, people who understand where you're coming from, people you can relate to, and it's given me a sense of like going out into the world now, and I've got a little community, and it's nice to have that. I've never had that before.
Well, like I said, I was in a domestic violence relationship for 16 years, so I kind of developed kind of a phobia to men. So I wouldn't get served by one in the shop or anything. So coming here to have men in my group, that was, I mean, I've been very open about it, and I say like, oh, there's men in the group. So being away on holiday with men, I was like, I felt a bit nervous about that, but it was just like, yeah, it was brilliant. Because I've realised that they're just like, you know, they have problems too and they have issues too, and they're all, you know, they're not all the same.
Why do you think events like Rookhow are important, especially for people who are in recovery?
I guess it shows you that there is a life outside of your substance. Living in a town and being around the town, you can get a little bit weary and a little bit depressed, I suppose, of the day-to-day mundaneness. But going away to somewhere like Rookhow, it shows you that you can have a good time without using. And obviously you then come away with a group of friends that you've shared an experience with, and it just it does you the world of good to refresh and being in nature. I like nature, so being able to be in nature and relax. Yeah, I think it's a great experience.
Why do you think events like Rookhow are important?
Because up to that point, I literally thought I would never have another fun in my life, never. And the Saturday night that we was there, I've never laughed so much, and it was the best Saturday night I've ever had in my life.
I think it's important for people to bond with other people and know that they're not on their own. And if they're struggling, then there's people out there who are in the same situation as them, and you know, there's someone to turn to for them. Plus, you're not like substance abuse, like it isn't the be all and end all. There is a life after that. You can recover, and you can get out there, and you can get a life, and you can be around people who are good for you as well, who are bad for you.
The first day I walked in and I went in the group, I was terrified, but within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I had this like calmness come over me, and I thought, I've found my tribe. And it's just been amazing. The staff, the people who come here, everything, it's been life-changing.